Hello guys, this is a very important question from the topic mean deviation about mean. This topic belongs to class 11 maths in both CBSE as well as ISC. This particular question belongs to the NCERT Exemplar textbook. It basically has two categories, two different types of questions are there. First, I'll read the question for you. Calculate the mean deviation about the mean of the first n natural numbers when n is an odd number. That is first odd natural numbers. Similarly, they can ask us another question जहाँ पे n will not be odd, it will be even. Mean of first n natural numbers where n is even. So we'll take this odd case first. How can we take care? We can do it by various methods. I am just giving you a tabular column thing so that it is easier for you to understand. In the first column itself, we will talk about the observations. What are the observations are the n natural numbers. So I'll go for 1, 2, 3, 4. We can have many numbers and we need to stop at n. हमें ध्यान रखना है n is an odd number. Now, the first thing what we do is to find the mean because the next column is going to be the deviation. And if we recall the formula of deviation, it is x minus x bar. So the first and the foremost thing we are going to do is calculate the x bar, which is sum of all the observations whole divided by the number of observations. So in the numerator, we get to see a special series that is sum of n natural numbers. The formula is n into n plus 1 by 2. Denominator n, this and this cancels off. What we have is n plus 1 by 2. This is the value of x bar. So now how do we calculate the deviation? It is 1 minus n plus 1 by 2. This is 2 minus n plus 1 by 2. 3 minus n plus 1 by 2. 4 minus n plus 1 by 2. This thing continues. Lastly, when we reach n minus n plus 1 by 2. To avoid the confusion, let me put a bracket to n plus 1 by 2 because we are anyhow subtracting it. इन वैल्यूज को अगर हम कैलकुलेट करेंगे तो हियर इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग वी आर गेटिंग 2 minus n minus 1. It is, if I take a bracket, it will give me minus of n minus 1 by 2. Similarly, this will give me minus of n minus 3 by 2. This will give me 6 minus n. This is minus of n minus 5 by 2. This will give me minus of n minus 7 by 2. And lastly, what I get to see, it is only n minus 1 by 2. There is no minus sign anymore. 2n minus n, that is n minus 1 by 2. ये जो डॉट डॉट है, इस डॉट डॉट में हमें कुछ पैटर्न समझने होंगे. दिस इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू अंडरस्टैंड. See, similarly, we can have a number here. ये जो 4 वो करते करते हम आए. Similarly, we can have a number here, which is say, let us say, it will be n minus 1. We have a number here, n minus 1. So what will be the deviation? It will be n minus 1 minus of n plus 1 by 2. If we evaluate this, this is 2n minus 2 minus n minus 1 by 2. And what we get? N minus 3 by 2. See, so if I remove this calculation, हमने second last number क्या देख लिया deviation में? The second last number is n minus 3 by 2. We need to understand a simple pattern. What is the pattern? Let us see. In generalized question, we need to understand the pattern. N minus 1 by 2, all are negative. 3 by 2, 5 by 2, 7 by 2, सारे odd numbers आ रहे हैं. So similarly, we might also have n minus n by 2. That will give us a 0. So this thing is very critical to understand. I'll explain this part once again. हम इस pattern को समझेंगे. The pattern is every single number in the first series, deviation, it is starting from minus. Let us forget about the minus. It is n minus some odd number by 2, n minus odd number by 2, n minus odd number by 2, n minus odd number by 2. So n is odd. That means what are the various numbers in odd series can we take now? I can go for n minus n by 2 with a negative sign in front. I can go for n minus n minus 2 by 2 with a negative sign in front. I can go for n minus 4 by 2 with a negative sign in front. Because we know every odd number varies with a difference of 2. What are the consecutive odd numbers? 1, 3, 5. Difference is 2. Difference is 2. Similarly, if I have an odd number n minus 4, the next odd number will be n minus 2. The next odd number will be n. That is what I have done. So, minus बाहर है, हमने n से किसे माइनस किया? ऑड नंबर को माइनस किया. So on evaluation, what do we get to see? This particular thing gives me a 0. This will give me n gone 2 by 2. This is minus 1. This n gone 4 by 2. This is giving me minus 2. That means what did we understand? ये जो सीरीज चल रहा था, ये सीरीज करते करते minus 2 पे आया, minus 1 पे आया, 0 पे आया. Then ये सीरीज 1, 2, 3 start होते होते finally n minus 3 by 2, n minus 1 by 2. This is what we have got so far. So it is very critical to understand this deviation part. Deviation में what has happened? I'll repeat once again. हमने सारे observation में से mean को minus किया. Initially we were getting all the numbers in negative. Then gradually we got minus 2, minus 1, 0. Then we started getting the positive numbers, similar numbers, 1, 2, 3. Again, positive n minus 7 by 2 will come. N minus 5 by 2 will come. N minus 3 by 2 came. N minus 1 by 2 came the positive. So what we have got all the deviations. But when we calculate the mean deviation about mean, what we need only the positive, that is the modulus value, if you recall the formula. So now if I calculate mod of x minus x bar, I have n minus 1 by 2, n minus 3 by 2, n minus 5 by 2, that is all minus sign now vanishes. This is 2, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, dot, dot. This is n minus 3 by 2. And lastly, I have n minus 1 by 2. These are my many deviations about the mean. Now, if we recall the formula, what is mean deviation about mean? The formula is very simple. We need to add all the deviations, the absolute values of deviations, divided by number of observations. Now, we need to add this series. इस series को हमें add करना है. तो इस series में हम क्या देख पा रहे हैं? That we have repeated terms. This term repeated twice. This term is also present twice. Look at this. It is there twice. This is there twice. That means what is the actual series? The actual series is, if I do it here only, I'm calculating my mean deviation about mean. Niche we have n. Here I'm writing mean deviation about mean. So ऊपर what we have, I'll take a 2 common first because every single term is present twice. So what do I'm going to write? 0 we can ignore. So the series is basically 1, 2, 3. So it is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus dot dot. We have n minus 3 by 2. Then we have n minus 1 by 2. This is what is the series basically, जिसका हमें sum निकालना है. Having said that, this 2 remains as such. नीचे n remain as such. This n and this 2 remains as such. We need to now take care of this series. This series में we can see it is once again the sum of first n natural numbers whose last term being n minus 1 by 2. If we recall, the formula is n into n plus 1 by 2. That is the formula. We will replace this capital N with the last term, that is n minus 1 by 2. N minus 1 by 2 here. Even this capital N we will replace with n minus 1 by 2. Now this simplification, mere simplification will give us the final answer. Let me just clear this part out. So it is 2 by n in the denominator. I have a 2 in the denominator. 2 by n common, 2 in the denominator. Now this is what? N minus 1 by 2. If I go for the bracket here, LCM here, I'm having n minus 1 plus 2. Now this is 2 by n. This 2 plus into 2, 4. That gets shifted to the main denominator. It becomes 8. And here I have n minus 1. And this will give me n plus 1. This 2 and 8 gone, I have a 4. So in the denominator, I have a 4n. And in the numerator, I have n square minus 1. So this happens to be the final answer for this question.